What's up, guys? Back here with another video today. In today's video we are going to be working on the Lightning. If you didn't see our last video, we got the trick intercooler mounted, the blower on, the plenum on, all that stuff installed. Basically right there, ready to be running. But before I put the rest of it together, I wanted to do something else while the intake was out of the way, because the intake stuff would have been in the way. And basically what we're going to be doing today is installing a power steering reservoir relocation kit, relocating that ugly power steering reservoir out of the way. We're going to be basically mounting it underneath the intake elbow. So I'm going to be showing you how to do that today. If you haven't seen the video of us installing the trick intercooler and the blower and all that stuff, shame on you. Go check it out. I'll put a card in the top corner there. But if you haven't seen it, what the heck's your problem? What are you doing? What are you doing? Anyways, so yeah, today we're going to go ahead and work on relocating the power steering reservoir. That way we can button up the intake and get this bad boy running. So let's get to it. Alright, so basically I got this power steering relocation kit from a guy off of Facebook. He's in one of the groups that I'm in. If you guys are not on the Facebook groups, I highly suggest it. I mean, I really don't even use Facebook outside of the groups, but the Facebook Lightning groups are very, very handy for this reason right here. All kinds of little stuff pops up and vendors are in there. And this guy just happened to be making these power steering relocation kits, and I jumped on one because they looked really nice. They're all black powder coated and came with all the hardware you need. And basically this is going to mount on the timing cover studs down here. He gives you the nuts you need. 2 nuts go on with washers. Then you put the bracket and then put the ones in the front. That way you can adjust the spacing and how far in or out you want them by loosening or tightening the nuts. Basically, that's going to go like that on the timing cover studs there. And then this is going to mount down there. So it looks pretty easy. I think the hardest part is going to be draining the fluid and getting everything out of there without making an absolute mess, because everything I do seems to turn out to be an absolute mess. But we're going to give it a shot. I think it's going to look clean in the end, with this ugly thing being out of here, this bracket being out of here. And yeah, so I cannot wait to get this done, because then once we are done, we can put the intake on and fire this bad boy up. But for now, one step at a time, we're going to mount these brackets down here and then go from there. Alright, so we're making a little bit of progress. We basically have the reservoir unmounted from here. We followed the big line down and undid it from the power steering pump and let it all pretty much come shooting out and make a mess. But all the fluid's out now. We disconnected this line. We are going to have to trim it. I think I'm going to get some pipe cutters and actually cut it, the hard line, back a little bit, and then just come straight up from this hard line up to the bottom. And then we're going to use the same big hose, just trim it and basically go down and cut it to where the right length is. And that's pretty much it. Then we can remove this, get this out of the way. But we're making progress little by little. I wish I could have filmed it, but I'm making a mess as it is already, and I don't need any extra help with distractions. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up. We'll come right back. All right, guys, so we got it all done. Look how clean that looks. It looks so good. Bracket, everything, all the ugliness is out of the way, and now it's mounted real clean down here. The only thing I can see being a problem is when the intake is back on. If you had to fill that, it might be a little tricky, but I already do have an idea for that. I'm going to use just a little piece of plastic hose, like a fish tank vac, gravel vac kind of deal. A little plastic hose that goes to that, and just kind of snake it around the intake, put it in with a funnel, and you can fill it that way. But it does look really clean. I think it makes it look a lot nicer up here. It's going to eliminate a lot of the junk. So yeah, it looks really good. I'm really happy with it. It was a little messy. We did make a mess of our undercarriage, but it is what it is. So we're going to go ahead and put the throttle body back on the intake, get it all mounted up, probably do an oil change, be ready to go. Alrighty, guys, this is the finished result. As you can see, no more big ugly power steering reservoir there. And it tucks it real nice underneath the intake here. There's also plenty of room to get a funnel if you have to put any more fluid in there. We've already had to add some. Turn the wheel lock to lock a couple times, it did suck some fluid in. So I'm sure we'll have to keep an eye on it and keep filling it until it is finally done letting out air. But it's real easy. You can get a funnel right through here, real easy. And it looks really nice, cleans it up really well. I'm really happy with the end result. Just one less thing in the engine bay, cluttering it up. But yeah, it looks really good. Now it's nice and empty over here for the most part. I'd like to hide this hose right here somehow a little more. Maybe I'll get a little bit longer of one and come underneath this or something. But besides that, I mean, it looks really good without that power steering reservoir. I'm happy with it. Between that and everything else we've done with hose kits and everything, it's coming out really nice. Engine bay looks really nice and clean. So it's just a quick little simple thing you can do to clean up your engine bay. Even if you don't have one of these trucks, Lightning or Harley truck, you can just pretty much apply this to any car you have and just fabricate your own little brackets out of some angle piece, or just get creative and just something you can do. Just relocate something and kind of get it out of the way and clean up your engine bay. But I'm happy with it. Result came out real nice, and as you can see, everything's all buttoned up. All we're going to do is check all our fluids, make sure everything is nice and filled up, and then this bad boy is ready to crank. But that's going to be in the next video. That's going to be it for today's video. So make sure you drop a like on it, leave a comment down below, and of course subscribe to the channel if you're new, and definitely stay tuned and keep an eye out for the next video, because this bad boy is ready to fire up. So we'll see you then.